Let's talk about the engine room, the place where the hits are made. For Stray Kids, that's 3RACHA, Bang Chan, Changbin, and Han, the producing trio credited with crafting the group's signature aggressive maximalist sound. Their narrative is one of creative control and authenticity, a story JP Entertainment proudly champions. But this very narrative, this unprecedented level of hands-on involvement from the members themselves, has become the central axis around which every major controversy and scandal has spun. The story isn't just about the music they made. It's about the intense, unforgiving pressure that comes with building your own empire, brick by brick, under the microscope of the K-pop industry. And it began not with a misstep, but with the very show that created them. The first crack in the perfectly presented image appeared during their formative survival show in 2017. The show, designed to highlight their self-producing prowess, quickly became a source of debate. The dramatic elimination of members Lee No and Felix, only for JYP himself to reverse the decision in the finale, left a bitter taste for many viewers. Almost immediately, rumors and accusations began to swirl online. Was this genuine uncertainty, or was it a manufactured, pre-planned drama designed to create a compelling underdog story and secure viewer investment? Netizens speculated that the emotional whiplash was a calculated ratings tactic, a common yet often criticized trope in survival programming. For a group whose brand was authenticity, starting their journey with allegations of manipulated television drama created an initial layer of skepticism. Fans of other trainees and neutral observers questioned if the kids truly had control, or if they were pawns in a larger pre-scripted narrative of struggle and redemption. This scrutiny only intensified upon their official debut. Their early title tracks like District 9 and Mirror were praised for their raw energy, but also criticized for their overwhelming, sometimes chaotic production. The controversy wasn't about scandal, but about sound. Industry critics and some listeners within the K-pop community labeled their music as noise, a derogatory term for electronic-heavy, hard-hitting track that prioritized power over melody. This put 3RACHA directly in the crosshairs. Every compositional choice, every siren, every distorted bass drop, every rapid-fire rap verse was dissected. The debate raged. Were they visionary producers pushing the boundary of K-pop, or were they simply unable to craft a more traditionally polished melodic hit? This artistic controversy was fundamental because it attacked the core of their identity. The very thing that made them unique was what a segment of the audience rejected. It forced 3RACHA into a defensive position, having to prove their musicality repeatedly, not through words, but through each subsequent release. The pressure to validate their self-producing label while facing such polarizing criticism was immense. Then came the series of cultural appropriation allegations, a minefield for any global K-pop act. Stray Kids, in their quest for bold visuals, repeatedly stumbled. During the God's Menu era, member Hyunjin wore a do-rag in a behind-the-scenes video, an item with deep cultural significance in Black American communities, often reduced to a fashion accessory in pop culture. The backlash was swift and educated. International fans explained the history and context, demanding an apology. JP issued a standard corporate apology and removed the content, but the incident left a stain. It was followed by similar issues: Felix wearing a shirt with the Rastafarian flag during a backdoor performance, and the group using Hindu religious imagery in the Thunderous music video. Each incident followed a frustratingly familiar pattern: an excited release from the group, followed by outcry from culturally knowledgeable fans, culminating in a quiet apology and content edit. The recurring nature of these incidents led to a more damning critique. Netizens and critics began to ask if 3RACHA and their creative team had such granular control over their concept, visuals, and styling. How were these offensive oversights consistently making it through the process? It painted a picture of either willful ignorance or a severe lack of diverse perspective in their creative bunker. The controversy shifted from mere mistakes to a question of responsibility within their much-touted creative autonomy. However, the most profound and internal shockwave hit in October 2019, when member Woojin abruptly left the group. JYP's official statement was vague, citing personal circumstances, a standard yet mysterious phrase in K-pop that always breeds speculation. The absence of a clear reason created a vacuum, and the internet rushed to fill it. Wild, unverified rumors began to metastasize on social media platforms and online forums. Baseless allegations about misconduct circulated, fueled by anonymity and the intense emotions of a fandom losing a member. Stays, the group's fandom, fractured. Some wished Woojin well, respecting his privacy. Others, feeling betrayed by the sudden departure, turned hostile. What made this controversy uniquely toxic was its two-sided nature. Woojin faced a barrage of online hate and speculation. Simultaneously, the remaining members of Stray Kids, especially leader Bang Chan, were scrutinized scrutinized for every reaction, every somber expression in subsequent content. Fans desperately look for clues, analyzing old videos for signs of discord. The controversy was less about a singular scandal and more about the trauma of an abrupt, unexplained fracture. It exposed the dark underbelly of fan culture, the propensity for rumor-mongering in the absence of information, and placed the remaining members in a painful, liminal space where they had to mourn privately while publicly pushing forward, all while being psychoanalyzed by the world. The pressure on the creative core, particularly Bang Chan, reached a boiling point during his weekly live broadcasts, Chan's Room. These were meant to be informal, healing chats with fans, but in early 2021, Chan made comments that were interpreted as a response to the ongoing noise music criticism. He spoke about staying true to oneself and not following trends. While many saw it as a general pep talk, a segment of netizens and fans of other groups perceived it as a subtle, arrogant dig at the wider industry. The backlash was immediate. He was accused of being disrespectful and implying that other artists were inauthentic. This controversy was pivotal because it targeted the heart of the group's leader and main producer on a platform meant for vulnerability. It showcased the impossible tightrope walk of idol communication. Any statement of artistic philosophy could be weaponized. Chan later clarified his intentions, but the incident highlighted how the very authenticity he was trying to project could be misconstrued as conceit, adding another layer of psychological pressure to his role. Perhaps the most direct assault on 3RACHA's credibility came with plagiarism allegations. In 2021, their hit Thunderous faced comparisons to the song I'm Not Cool by Hyuna. Listeners pointed out similarities in a specific melodic phrase and the overall triumphant instrumental vibe. Before that, their earlier track Side Effects was compared to a track by the electronic group The Prodigy. j.one Entertainment formally denied all plagiarism claims, stating the songs were independently created. While no legal action ever materialized, the court of public opinion was in session. For a unit built on original production, these allegations struck at their professional integrity. Defenders argued that similarities in music, especially within genres, are inevitable. Critics saw it as a potential flaw in their process. This controversy forced a nuanced discussion about inspiration versus imitation in pop production and tested the industry's faith in the self-producing model. Could young idols truly generate wholly original work under the high-speed demands of K-pop comebacks, or were they, consciously or not, echoing influences too closely? The culmination of these pressures manifested in a series of mental health hiatuses that the industry could no longer ignore. In 2021, Hyunjin was suspended from activities following allegations of school bullying, which he admitted to and apologized for after a personal investigation. The hiatus was a direct result of personal controversy, but later, the reasons shifted. Han took a sudden break in late 2023 due to psychological anxiety. Most tellingly, in 2024, the relentless engine himself, Bang Chan, paused activities citing sudden dizziness and symptoms of extreme physical exhaustion. These weren't scandals in the traditional sense, but they were the direct human consequences of the controversial environment. They were the physical manifestations of the pressure from years of polarizing music debates, cultural misstep backlash, fandom fractures, and the endless demand to prove their worth as creators. The industry conversation shifted from what did they do wrong to what is this system doing to them?